Alright, this is one I've been waiting for. Eggman Battle Network 2. Definitely one of my favorites in the Battle Network series as of so far. So let's just start this game. Random clicking in the background, a lot of ellipses. Yeah, basically this is the shady villain. You don't know what the heck he's saying, mostly because of all these dang ellipses. And, you know, stuff like that. And then last day of school, you know what everyone's gonna do. Be happy. And oh hey, protagonist, what do you know? Yeah, sorry if my commentary's not gonna be the best I've ever had, because the way I'm doing this game, which I love, is I'm trying to go for 100% run, and I'm putting, quite honestly, everything in the description that you could ever find, so hooray. Alright, main thing I'm gonna have to say is, you immediately get 11 chips in this. Oh, pressing R would be better. Yeah, you automatically get 11 chips out of the 250, so that'll be good. You can't make any program advances. A lot of stuff. But the main reason I liked this game was, I didn't really like the first Battle Network a lot because I didn't understand the series at all. First up, the sub-chips, and I love this message. This is like, you have nothing. Kind of like my XD thing where it says, this item is worthless. Sub-chips are, well, you learn more about them later, but you either get them from mystery data, just stuff floating around, or you get them from buying them. Most of them are cheap, some of them are not cheap. And here's Mega Man. He still has the same screen as before. That changes later on. Come 3 at least. And so, time to look around. Here's the Eye. I hate her. She's collecting fans. Oh, how lovely. I don't understand. I don't really care about the upper class. No, not really. I have friends in the upper class whom I can. And so, you know, the teacher, he wants to go on the net afterwards, because that's pretty much what everybody does. Just like in Yu-Gi-Oh, where everybody plays card games. Everybody plays card games. And everyone's just, you know, doing vacations. Speaking of which, my vacation is actually almost over. Report cards are coming out. I'm not really scared, though. I'm a good student, so, yeah. What exactly do you learn on the last day of school? I mean, usually it's just a day where you goof off, because, I mean, finals are done and all that stuff. Here's an interesting thing I saw. This guy tells you that sometimes chips are just laying out in the open world. This becomes important later on when you're trying to find everything. Raw Myth will show me that PanlGrab is in here. Talk to this guy again, and he says we can have it. Whoops. So now we have 12. That's not too bad. Running up and down, running up and down. And so you can talk to everybody again. The game also introduces squares. It's kind of like little cities inside. It's kind of like little cities inside the net, which is a lot better because previously there wasn't stuff like that. You had to just go around the net, and the net was pretty complicated in the first game. And yeah, he's talking about a bath, and she's still being stuck up like she always has been. Normally you can jack into this, but since we haven't had the forced tutorial yet, we don't know. We don't know how to jack in. What do I do with this? So yeah, the shop is closed for now, because I guess they thought you could somehow get enough money to do this, and oh hey. Sad thing, when I first saw this guy, I didn't suspect anything at all. And nice little thing here. Perfect cheesecake. Cheesecake. Love cheesecake. First we have to talk to our mom, apparently. Alright, school's fine, you know, la-di-da. Quick, before she figures out we have a bad report card. Oh, hey. So, you know, she's all mad. And now he's like, oh, can I go on the net? That sounds like me, except I don't really get bad report cards. It's just like, can I goof around now? No. And he just doesn't like homework, you know, stuff like that. Now we know how to use the R button, and I never really figured out who that poster was until recently. That's Duo from Mega Man 8, which was the worst Mega Man game ever. I mean, like, worse than 7, and 7 was pretty bad, too. Even the NES version of it was just too dang difficult. And so now, while we're in here, we're getting a forced tutorial. Not too bad. Alright, so, you know, those are the chips you selected. That's the amount of damage the chip does. That's the HP. This is mostly obvious stuff. This is, you know, like, brand new to me in battle number 1, but, you know, that was battle number 1. Of course it's going to be new to me. And you can choose chips of either the same type or the same code. In this case, they're both, so, oh well. Totally should use this. Nope, not yet. That'd be a very bad idea, mostly because we don't know how to use stuff. That's your HP, that's the chips that are currently used. You use chips with A, you use your buster with B. This becomes very important later on. And if you run out of chips, then you wait for the custom bar to get back up so you can go use the chips. Well, not go use the chips, go use your new selection of chips. You have 30 chips in your bag. You know, it's just a lot of info. This is actually important stuff that will you're definitely going to want to know. It's, not all chips are for attacking. They have to be of this, like if you have a support chip and then an attack chip with the same code, you actually get a good thing. And this game also introduced the asterisk chip codes, which, as y'all know, I flat out love. And, you know, it's saying first the AreaGrab will steal a bit of the opponent's area. Then you can go up and slash those guys to death. Unfortunately, you can't charge up your buster yet, so you're kind of stuck doing that. Oh geez, that's close. You can do the same combination, or you can just use a different chip. I'm going to use the same combination, just to show it off. Yeah, you can use up to... You can actually use as many AreaGrabs as you want, leaving the opponent with only one square for them to move around in. That's how most people usually beat Serenade in the third game, but you know. This is how the add function is different. First off, you don't have room for 15 chips, which is a good half of your folder in it. Hold on. Sorry about that, my mom just came home and, you know, I was wondering who it was, and oh yeah, Mom, she's kind of busy, so she's gonna leave soon anyway. This is where the add feature actually becomes pretty good. The thing is, unlike in the previous game where, you know, you press the add button and then you get 5 more chips, and if you press the add button again, you get 15 chips. In this game, what you do is you actually lose all the chips you put that in with. And then you... Wow, I got hit by a Meteor. I'm not good at this game so far. The thing is, not only do you lose all the chips, you get as many chips as you gave up. So, if you gave up 3, you got 3, and so on. Hooray for 3 cannons. And now we got mail. Mail's basically saying hurry up. And hooray, the net is not quite as confusing as before. So let's just kind of explore around a little bit. Nothing over there. And random encounters. Yeah, this game kind of has a lot of these random encounters. My rank is not going to do well. If you're wondering what I mean by rank, well, you'll see in about 2 seconds. Yeah, you get a rank you get a busting level. I usually call it rank because I'm used to playing Mega Man 0. And depending on your rank, you can get either chips, money. This gun's very important come like battle number 4, where you have to get a lot of the Giga chips or overly powerful chips. And here's where mystery data becomes a lot more... Mystery data color becomes a lot more important, because blue means it's one-time you only get once ever. Like if you came in and came back out, you know, you wouldn't get it. Like the shockwaves, they aren't quite as powerful as they were before, but they sure do still pack a good punch. And never use PanlOuts. PanlOuts become more important in the 4th game, but yeah. Purple mystery data is mystery data you can only unlock if you have an unlocker sub-chip, and you can there's only like 2 in the overworld, so you might as well so you have to buy a lot of them. And green mystery data is mystery data that comes back and is different. Blue mystery data is always the same thing. I don't know exactly what affects busting level. I know a couple things. Like, I've heard how much you moves affects it, and I know that depends on how much you get hit. Unless you're wearing a specific, unless you have a specific thing. That right there was a BugFrag, your first one. They are evilly hidden in there. 32 of them in this whole game. As opposed to the 3rd game where they become a collectible you get from finding viruses. And security cubes, can't get past them unless you have a certain code. Not a cheat code, but a code item you get in the game. And asterisk chips. I love these. I love that asterisk chip. And the thing is, if you select an asterisk chip, and if you have something of the same code, you can't select it. That's actually pretty important. So, yeah, and that's on +10. Alright, y'all are gonna love this story. Turns out my mom had been trying to get me for quite a while. And she finally just, like, barged in here. I had to pause the recording and everything. And it turns out that she wanted me to deal with my cat, because apparently it had gotten under my neighbor across the street's house. And all that fun stuff. And no, it's not here. I was thinking I was missing another BugFrag, but I think that's in this area. Something else they added in, it actually tells you the areas of where you are, unlike in the previous game where you just had to either know or just had to guess. And yeah, sometimes they can give you zennies. That comes extremely important later on. And bunnies. Yep, that's right. These enemies are kind of spazzy, and they also like to shoot off those zap rings, which you can actually obtain as an item if you kill these guys quick enough. And nope, not yet. And so, you know, just kind of, this game's main thing is exploring around's a good thing. CrossGun, whoops. Alright, that's also new. I'll have to remember the ShockWav too. This game's probably going to be very slow when it comes to getting stuff done because of just how much stuff there is to keep track of. And, you know, I might just get an item randomly, who knows. This game can be very different. I don't want to fight these things. Good grief, 3 swords? Whatever. And, yeah, expect me to have a lot of nostalgia with this game, and believe it or not, I actually have a ton of stuff to talk about. How do I know this? Well, for one, I'll have a second opinion on this game from our Mithril. I spit on my computer screen, so there's a little dot there that's annoying me. And this is where you have to go to the squares. Squares don't have any viruses, so there's no need to worry about them. And we are late. That's actually what my family's known for. Like, my entire family is known for almost never being on time for stuff, so hooray. And here's where city net battlers come in. Apparently the officials, like the city net battlers have the officials decided to allow just regular net battlers to get some kind of, you know, like comeuppance or whatever you want to call it. Point is, they're giving them a little bit more power over what they can do, and that comes through the C license. First we have to go through the net without losing to a virus, and we gotta find 2 things. Whoops. Saving, you do this right, you do that right here. And let's go find those 2 things. I already know where they are, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna link to some basic stuff like, you know, where the hero and hope data is, because I think that'd be a little bit too simple. So let's just go continue exploring, and closest one, the hero data, would be over through here. So yeah, we're in area 3 now. Wait. Huh, Ron Mithril actually missed a BugFrag. Maybe we shouldn't have trusted him verbatim. So we get the hero data, and here's a neat trick. You can jack out at any time to where you are here. So let's just go in here. Because going back to get the second one, it's easier to just jack out and go back in. And those little squares over there, those will become important later on. And we got the hope data. You can leave battles by pressing L, or you can try to. In some cases you can't. Like, they're metars, they're not that hard. I love how you can just like unload on these guys and they won't care. Alright. Wow, I did great right there. Just wonderful, really. Yeah, the main thing about this game when it comes to using battle chips is accuracy, because it doesn't matter how good you are in this game. If you can't hit, you can't do nothing. You gotta be able to time things right and all that stuff. Just trust me, it's not very fun at times trying to hit with something. Thankfully though, there's a type of chip later on, and that type of chip, well, is it a type of chip? Yeah, there's a whole type of chip later on that will help you with, you know, getting good ranks and all this, because, you know, so far you got some basic good chips, but nothing really spectacular you can use. You can see everybody just kind of looking. Oh yeah, if you go here, it's a teleport pad. This is a net dealer. You can buy stuff from these guys, obviously. You have to be you have to be knowledgeable, because sometimes specific codes of chips, which will help you later on with programming advances, sometimes you have to buy them from people. So like, this thing is actually pretty important for doing one type of programming advance, which previously was kind of useless. In this game, it's actually extremely helpful. So I'm just gonna buy that first. You're not gonna have a lot of money at the beginning, but that's kind of understandable, actually. Alright, so come on. Yeah, the thing is, they don't just hit you in the... Cannon dumps don't just hit you in the square anymore like they did in the first game. Now they actually hit the first thing in the row, which is pretty much always you. And... yeah, let's just go back. Maybe we... yeah, see, green mystery data comes back, but it's not always the same thing. Like, instead of 800 now, I have 400. How many of these things are there? Getting rid of you. Getting rid of you. Bomb time chips, you usually just throw 3 ahead of you, and then that's about it. Hold on one more time. Alright, I had to close the door and make sure that nobody would rudely interrupt me or anything. Now here's where same coded chips can be useful. Recover 10 health and shoot, and oh yeah, didn't quite kill him. I forgot to add the plus 10, but yeah. Another big difference in between this game and the previous game is that you don't heal after every battle. So, for example, if you take 10 damage, well, you're gonna take that 10 damage up until you heal it, or, you know, get a game over. But getting a game over puts you to your last save, so that's not always the best option. So, sometimes I feel like my keyboard's not responsive enough to actually let me dodge those attacks, but that might just be me blaming the computer. Oh wait. Lovely, I completely skipped over where I was trying to go. So let's just go back to the square, because apparently there's only one hero and one hope data, which is kind of odd. So we get the Z license, as lets us do stuff later on, but for now it's not very important. And since we called in the next 5 minutes, we also get the chip selection system, and we get more mail saying, oh hey, here's my code. Alright then, any more interruptions? No? Good. I was just about done with the video, and this girl, I hate her explanation. She says, default chips refer to the battle chip, the regular because you use them a lot. And I was thinking this meant the chip you used a lot would become a regular chip eventually. I was like, oh good. And then it says select the one you want with the cursor in your custom folder. And, you know, if it's too big, it won't work. And regups increase the capacity. So, you know, you can see all these things have a megabyte. So far I only have 4. And a good one I would use would be Tech-List. And here's the thing. You press the select button to choose your regular chip. It never tells you that. You saw it. They explained it better in the second game. Third game. In this game, no. You just kind of have to know. It's very evil, really. Alright, so next time we'll continue on. Wow, I have exactly 1,000. Good job. Wait, what's the 15th chip I got? Oh yeah, the spreader. Yeah, I need to make sure that I remember all these chips. So, see you next time.